Finally, the advisors have come back to the podcast studio. As always, I am your host, Dan. To my left, a man known to his colleagues affectionately as Gabe Itch. However, we know him as Rich. How are you, mate?
I just near pissed my pants just then. I damn well near pissed my pants
mate,
just then.
If you let the inmates run the asylum, it's gonna get get freaky.
Who am I now? I'm Rich.
You're Rich. Richmond Van Bus.
Richmond Van Bus, the global field correspondent.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
How are you doing?
I'm so just so good.
Yeah,
I'm just so good.
You seem a bit more peppy than usual, mate.
Well, I'm like the global field correspondent. I correspond in the field globally. You know.
He does.
Where was I last week? I was in the Sudan, and then I went to New Zealand. Mm-hmm. And then I went to what's another country? The ACT.
Oh yeah.
I went. Yeah. So no, it's been a radical week.
Big country. Well, I'm glad to hear you're doing well, mate.
No.
And to my right, the most sensible man in history, always makes sure his friends' stomachs are full before a night out on the cans. It's Sensible Des. How are you, mate?
I'm insulted by that, for starters. Very insulted by that. But no, I'm good. I've made sure all the parties I went to this week, I was the one that brought snacks and ready for a big week.
The parents' favourite, as you're affectionately known.
That's correct. I do love the parents.
You always get a dad's permission, don't you? No, he does. He does.
Consent forms handed out.
Consensual
anywhere
consent.
he goes.
What can I say?
It is what it is.
It's a sensible thing to do.
Shall we explain what's going on here before we leap into it?
I think we
shall.
We're
going to need to.
We had a little bit of a Freaky Friday situation this week, and we've decided to just jazz it up. So, as you can tell, or maybe you can't.
If you're on the potty. If you're listening on the pod.
Yep, and also it depends how many chromosomes you've got. We have all changed spots. So I'm hosting today, Sensible Dan in the role of Dan, Richmond Van Bus, and Sensible Des.
Cowabunga. What does he say? Does he have catchphrases?
Do you have
catchphrases?
No.
We should introduce that.
Yeah, I say stay gold pony boy.
Stay gold pony. I'd save that for the end. I've got to save that for the end.
And you did say let's get this bread for a little while.
Bread.
Oh yeah, I should say that too. Oh okay. No. So, YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. That's my catchphrase now.
Perfect. Like and
subscribe. What is
that.
it we do on this show? For anyone new on this show, what is it that we do?
So we're going to run through every single game of round 9 of the AFL season. We're going to be giving you our best bets, who we're watching in the games, and also providing some tips. Now, I don't want to talk us up too much, but they're industry-leading tips.
Oh, pretty good.
Just quietly,
good.
Just quietly, I nailed an $18 multi on this show last week in the Brisbane Fremantle game. I'm pretty happy with that.
You did.
Who's doing that?
Exactly.
Who's doing that?
Name someone else. That's right, you can't. All right, let's get on to the footy, boys. So we are kicking it off with Friday night footy. It's a massive game. Saints v the Cats. Saints have hit a little bit of form recently. Cats have as well. I'm going to pass it over to Richie to kick us off tonight, mate. So how are we looking for Friday night?
I'm so amped to be Richmond Van Bus.
I'm so deeply insulted. So deeply insulted.
Well, look, as I said, I went to the Sudan this week and I interviewed a lot of the Sudanese people over there just to get there because there's a big Sudanese population now in the AFL. They're keen. Yep. They are keen as. You got maybe your Buku Camus debuted, you know.
Big debut.
All jokes aside, that dude's story and background is unbelievable.
Absolutely.
You know, 18 years ago, sat in a refugee camp and now he's playing AFL. Unreal. But
well, not only that, I mean, his family. Mum and his granddad shot dead in front of his eyes. Crazy. Madness.
Unbelievable. And now he's playing AFL. That is elite. But let's talk Saints and Cats. Now, the Cats monstered Richmond. Yes, they did. Got to give them credit for that one. However, this was a depleted Richmond. To take nothing away from Geelong, this was not Richmond at their best. You've got to take that into account. But having said that, how strong were the Cats in the contests? They just, every time someone leapt at them, they were just shrugging off tackles. And I think that the Cats now, we'll get to Richmond later, but I reckon the Cats have now uncovered the blueprint to beating Richmond. And it is speed of footwork through the middle in terms of put it on the boot, be skillful, be direct, hit targets, keep it moving. Because if Richmond's a pressure game, if you just keep the ball moving, they can't keep up with it.
Simple.
We are talking Saints, of course, as well. Saints were lucky to win that over the Suns, I reckon. I reckon the Suns kicked themselves out of that game. The Saints were lucky to win.
Poor Suns.
Can't do that again this week if you're St Kilda. You can't do that again this week. And if Cats bring that same intensity that they brought against Richmond, and they're going to be so full of themselves. They're going to be so full of themselves after getting the wood over the reigning premiers and balancing the scales after that grand final defeat.
Yep.
So I'm tipping the Cats 1-39 this week. I can't see them losing this one unless St Kilda literally play the game of their collective lives.
I have the Cat as 1-39 as well. After last week, like, how can you not tip them? How can you not? Very similar to what we said about Richmond. I said, prove us wrong, and Richmond proved us wrong.
Actually.
No, but the Cat is like far out. I know they lost to Sydney 2 weeks ago, but St Kilda aren't.
Yep.
St Kilda are not running on the fuel I think they were last week. Last year. A little bit of a stat for you. I'm going to be the stat man today.
Let's go.
The stats aren't that exciting.
Sensible stats.
But
Love it.
Geelong have won their last 4 against St Kilda. I know that doesn't mean much, but they did play twice in 2019, and they played obviously they played once last year. They played everyone once, but they played like it's not like a one-off season where they'll play them once in round 1 in 1 year and then round 23 the next year. Like, it's not spread out. They're 2 Victorian teams. They always play each other. So Catters to be 4 up shows the form, and it's going to be 5. Cats 1-39.
I'm also tipping the Catters 1-39. A bit hard to look past him in this game, I think. But in saying that, the Saints are a better team. And you mentioned this last week with Marshall and Ryder in the lineup. They are a much improved team with the dual ruck situation. And the last couple of weeks, Zach Jones has been massive.
Oh, yeah.
Been absolutely massive. He got a bit of a rocket a few weeks prior because he was one of the worst on ground. But against the Hawks 2 weeks ago, 37 touches and 2 goals, and then backed it up with 31 touches against the Suns. I just think he's going to be a little bit of a catalyst in that midfield. A lot of their midfielders are all sort of a very similar ilk, a bit slower, hard-nosed. Zach Jones is fast as hell, and I think he just adds another dimension to that midfield that they've been sorely missing. Have you guys got any bets for me?
I do. Today, it's a big day. I'm going to be the sensible one. And this links to one of the stats.
It's actually amazing because he actually is being sensible because he has things prepared.
It links to one of the stats.
He's gone full sensible.
You know, like in that movie Like Mike, where Lil Bow Wow gets Michael Jordan sneakers, puts them on, and he's just an elite basketballer. But when he takes them off, he's just shite house at everything.
Me with the turtleneck and glasses.
Genuinely. His IQ points have doubled plus 10, which is...
Look. I'm back. I'm back, boys.
Put them on now.
Keep them on.
Thank you.
I'm like Festus with the ring bell. If anyone in WWE knows about that. No, my bet is the over is 167.5. And I've got a bit of a stat. Marvel games, the last 6 Marvel games have all gone over, and 167.5.
It's not much.
It's not much at all, especially for the high scoring. Like Geelong almost kicked that last week against the reigning premiers. So that is my bet of the week. Lock of the week. Lock it in. They're going over first
Lock
game.
of the week.
First game. Going
Cheapest
over.
creepers.
Bang. $1.91.
Nothing sensible about that.
No.
I've put together a little bit of a multi because I was feeling a bit multi-like this week for some particular reason. Duncan, 25 plus.
Okay.
Hunter Clark, 20 plus.
Okay.
Douglas Howard, 15 plus.
Douglas.
An Isaac Smith goal, $5 for a multi.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. I actually didn't really like a lot of in this game. There wasn't a lot of value to be found. It was pretty tough going, but I really liked the looks of that.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I did have a rummage around. Look, I'm still addicted. No matter what clothes I'm wearing, I'm addicted to the multis. What can I say? I love a multi.
It is what it is.
I froth a multi. Actual froth it. Now I got a little multi. It's paying around about $11 for this one. So yeah, hang 10, as Desmond Van Bus would typically say.
When is Desmond Van Bus to hang 10? You're killing me.
He's a 90s TV star.
Well, look what I'm wearing.
Well, you look like Paulie Shaw.
Yeah. Right, so multi. I got Brad Close for the Cats, anytime goal. I got Isaac Smith, anytime goal. Thank you, Dan. I've got Jack Sinclair, 15 plus touches. He's been averaging 19 over the season, and he's had over 20 in the last 3 games. And that's paying $1.40 by itself, which is just stupid, but there you go. Brandon Parfit, to quote BT, for 15. Brad Crouch, Jack Steele, and Hermit Guthrie, all 25 touches each, and that's paying about $11.
Love it. Big fan of that.
And they're coming off. Come off last week. One come off the week before. One of those big. You only need one of these to come off, and you're going to make money for the weekend, probably the next couple of weeks.
Well, as I said, the one I listed on this show last week for the Brisbane Freo game was what, $18?
Yeah,
came
boom,
off.
something like that. Was something ridiculous,
and come off easily.
Absolutely. So the lesson is follow what we're saying. Right, moving on to the Saturday games. First up, we've got the Swanners versus the Pies at the SCG. Now, we're looking at about 19 degrees with about 40% chance of rain.
Radical.
Richie.
That's me.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Go with Des.
Let's pass to Des.
Go with
Well,
Des.
what are we thinking, sensible Des?
I've got a sensible comment. I may be going to this game. I'm flying out to Sydney. Flying out to Sydney tomorrow. It's a good chance I could be sitting at this game. And the Swannies are going to get up. I feel it in the loins. I've been 2 for 2 out of live games this year, and I feel like it's a sensible call to make. It's going to be 3 for 3 if I go.
Hey?
I'd backed in the Giants. I just hoped the Crows won when I went to the Giants-Crows game.
Oh, okay.
I just hoped.
Sorry.
There was hope.
I was worried there that you're a no-backboned, spineless flip-flopper who just goes with the favourite each time, but you wouldn't be that.
I do believe you tipped the Crows on this pod.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
because I sat here and I was the only one that tipped the Giants.
Well, for those out there,
Sack.
I am now 1 for 2 in live games.
What a stat.
I'm back.
He's a stat man.
I'm now 1 for 2
Come
in
on,
live games.
spit out some facts
Swannies
for
are going
us.
to get up. Like, they played really well against Melbourne. I to be fair, I was watching it with my peripherals because the showdown was obviously on, and I watched Adelaide get spanked. But from what I saw, Melbourne weren't playing horrible footy. Like Sydney showed, they a little bit of speed back, a little bit of speed, and the young fellas were quiet, but not as quiet, which is nice. And Collingwood are obviously horrible at the moment. I know they beat North Melbourne, but guess what? So could the AFL Women's Crows team beat North Melbourne the way they're going at the moment. I feel like it's probably a fair comment. So, no, Sydney 1 to 39. Sydney have won 6 out of the last 7 at the SCG. I'm not sure how far that tracks back to because I know they played a couple of games at ANZ through a little bit of a patch there.
They've won 6 out of the last 7 at the SCG, and
Against
I'm not sure
Collingwood.
how far that tracks back to.
As in, it could literally be because they play at ANZ. They played ANZ against Collingwood.
Okay, I'll nod and keep going.
The sensibility wheels have fallen off.
I'll nod and keep going. I'm nodding and I'm keeping going.
Nah, go on.
When they play Collingwood at the SCG, they're 6 out of their last 7.
Okay.
They have played Collingwood at ANZ, so I'm not sure how far that goes back.
Okay.
Are we nodding now?
Yes. No,
I get you.
Yes.
So Sydney are going to win. So it's 7 of 8.
Love that.
I love that. I'm going to jump straight in here. Look, this whole stupid experiment that Collingwood's been doing about, let's put Darcy Moore here and let's put Jordan De Goey there. It's like, right, you're now 2 months into a season which you've been paddled and the entire universe is laughing at you. Start putting players where their best positions are. Come on. Think about it.
Luke Beveridge, are you listening?
Well, no, he does. He can listen to whoever he wants to. He's they're second on the ladder at the minute, so he can do what he wants. But the Pies sitting 16th or something like that at the minute. Come on, Nathan.
You know what it is, mate? Desperation. Reeks of desperation.
Yeah, but
that is a man who is going to be in the unemployment
Yeah,
line.
but that's the equivalent of saying, I'm so fat and I'm really desperate to lose weight. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to start drinking bleach every day, all the time, to try and clean myself out.
I'm going to try the supersize me diet.
Why would you do that? And Darcy Moore, he went back, instantly racked up 22 touches. Jordan De Goey gets out of the midfield, and he's not a midfield player, all right? We sat here on this show. I slagged him off. I called him a feedbag, I think, from memory, which was harsh of me.
I called him mudguts.
I slapped you as well.
That's funny.
Shouldn't have done it. The guy's best position is forward. He went forward. He kicked 6 goals. Admittedly, it was against the bloody Roos, but 6 goals is 6 goals. I don't care. They can still salvage this season if they start playing blokes in their right positions.
I'll only slightly disagree on JDG because I feel like he's a bit of an impact player. I reckon if you throw him in the midfield for 5 or 6 a game, that's fine. That's serviceable. He doesn't need to play there full time.
Did anyone hear that stat about him getting one-on-ones as well? That was touted over the weekend. Interesting stat here. Jordan De Goey, prior to that North Melbourne game, in the 7 games leading up to it, he had been delivered the ball to a one-on-one on only 6 occasions. Over the course of the season to now.
Not bad.
And then he copped something like 6 in the game on the weekend. And what did he do? Turn around and kick 6 goal 3.
Yeah.
Oh, mathematics. What am I going to do? So if the Pies start playing blokes where they should be playing, they are going to be a much better chance of winning this game than what you'd expect. Having said that, I'm still tipping Sydney 1 to 39 because I thought they were actually really good against Melbourne. And there's only one reason they lost that game. Tom Papley might be the world's hungriest dog. I've never seen a dog hungrier. And when I say dog, it's not an insult. I just mean like when you pour kibble in a bowl for a dog to eat and the dog's there going into the bowl before you've actually got it on the ground. That was Tom Papley. He took 2 chances to try and kick 2 goals twice, to use a sort of a Desmondism there. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, on the weekend, and butchered both of them, and they went down by what, 11 points in the end?
Yeah,
they could have won that game if you'd have just handballed it off. Stop being a greedy dog.
That's the mark of a good forward, though, mate. They always want to score goals. Look, I've got nothing else to add to this game, to be honest with you. I feel like Swans are going to get up here 1-39 pretty comfortably. I still don't believe in the Pies. No matter what they did to North Melbourne, it wasn't going to change my opinion. Couple of little quick ones. Callum Mills has been massive this year.
Oh, yeah.
Just unreal.
If you don't have him in your fantasy football team at the minute, delete the app.
Absolutely.
Go home.
And Dane Rampy changes that back line humongously.
Yeah.
Humongously.
Rampstagram.
What, Stone Cold Steve Rampy?
Yep, absolutely. He's elite. He's elite.
I can't believe Sydney are playing good footy.
Did anyone see that footage of Rampy? Bloody picking up and pile driving a bloke on the weekend?
No.
Oh, mate. I will have to, well, after we've done the show, I will show you the footage that some fan took, like, right behind the goal line of Rampy picking a bloke up. Can't remember who it was, like, by the hips and pile driving him into the
It's a
ground.
bit of tombstone pile drive action.
Yeah, it was honestly like a Mickey James DDT, but reversed.
Good. Me and Des are all over that.
It was so good. But no, look, as you said, Mills has been elite. I think Parker and Lloyd have been elite as well. Lloyd actually had something like 28 touches, and only, I think, 7 of them, from memory, were actually in the back 50.
He has been moved a little bit up the ground this
Man's
year, but
lurking.
he still finds a bulk of the pill, which is why he kicks off my little multi that I've got going on here. So Lloyd, 30 plus. Jordan Dawson for 20 plus. Thomas Papley for 2 goals, because I feel like he's going to bounce back this week, and the hunger never leaves.
Hey, what do hungry men do?
They eat.
They eat.
They eat. And Chadwick Warner for 15 plus. That's a little $6 multi.
That's nice, though.
All right. I don't have any faith in any Pies players, so I'm leaving them out for now.
I just think that if Sydney looked like the better team against Melbourne, like they won the bigger moments, they just didn't win the game, which sounds unusual.
No, that makes total sense, actually.
Normally I make the comment of, you win the big moments, you win the game, but they're a young team. Give them a pass. But against Melbourne, like Melbourne are tracking real well. To do that against Melbourne, what are they going to do against Collingwood? Like far out. It's going to be a beatdown.
Hoyt them permanent. They'll hoyt them permanent.
I just really hope that when Collingwood sack Buckley, I hope it's not round 11.
It is. It is.
I hope it's not round 11 because we have them at home round 12. I'd love Adelaide to be the final nail in the coffin. I'm just putting it out there now. I'm putting it in the universe.
I'm going to really butcher this stat. You talk about Collingwood now. The most commonly occurring round for a team to get their head coach sacked after, if that makes any sense at all, is round 11. Okay, in terms of statistically speaking,
and we have
the
round
most. God, I really am Desmond Van Bust this week. I cannot speak English to say
it's the spot.
To say it is the spot. It's cursed. No, I'm gonna go again. The most commonly occurring round number in which afterwards a coach has been sacked has been round 11, and the most commonly occurring team to which a team has lost against, that's meant that a coach has been sacked, has been Geelong. Who do the Pies have round 11?
I'm assuming Geelong.
So, see ya. Wouldn't want to be here. But, I said Sydney, right? I said I'd tip in Sydney.
Yep.
I said, yeah, cool. I got a multi. Now, you said you're not trusting Pies players, and that's fine. That's your prerogative. I'm like an Uncle Grundfos in the middle there, 20 touches. He had 19 last year against the Swans, rucking against Sinclair. And I don't see why he's not going to do that.
That doesn't put you off that Thomas Hickey has been incredibly hard to get touches against?
No, I'm more backing in Brodie Grundy to be Brodie Grundy than I am for Thomas Hickey to be Thomas Hickey, if that makes sense. Right. Mr. Callum Mills for 25 touches. Mr. Jacob Lloyd for 25 touches. And Mr. William Hayward, anytime goal. And he's had about 3 in the last 2 games.
Yep. He's getting bags of them.
Yep, and that's
sensible.
$5.40 for that.
Any other bets to add to that?
No bets.
Of course not.
No bets.
All right, moving on to the second game on Saturday. The Hawthorn Hawks versus the North Melbourne Kangaroos. I'll take charge of this one because it's going to be real quick. This game has practically got 0 intrigue for me at the moment. Hawthorn playing disgusting football. Boring, bland, tasteless. North Melbourne have been ravaged by injury, which they could not afford because they had no good players anyway. Now, Jaden Stevenson being out for them is massive because he is a lot of their link-up play, a lot of the speed that gets around the park for them. Him being out now, that's death knell. And it wasn't looking good anyway. I hate to break it to any of you Roos fans who might have held a glimmer of hope for this season. It's all downhill from here. So I am going to be tipping Hawthorn. It hurts me to do it, but 25 plus. All right. I don't want to go 40 plus. I really want to because that's what my heart's telling me, but I don't believe in them either. And that is Sensible Dan's lock of the week.
Boom.
Oh, well. Guess what, Sensible Dan? It's time. It's WrestleMania 4. Hulk Hogan wrestled Macho Man. And it was Battle of the Mega Powers. WrestleMania 6. Hulk Hogan also wrestled in the main event because he was a slut.
Wow.
He battled the Ultimate Warrior.
Yes, he did. I remember.
World Heavyweight Championship up against the Intercontinental Championship. This face right here demonstrates that Intercontinental Championship. And I'm the Ultimate Warrior because North Melbourne are going to get up. They're the Double Des Dog of the Week. Do you know what it is?
I don't understand a damn word he just said there. I've just been agreeing.
You just compared
the Ultimate
two
Warrior.
of the greatest WWE superstars of all time.
Yeah, to us, not the game.
To two of the worst AFL football sides we have seen ever.
Yeah.
Do you want to know why I've made this call?
North Melbourne, their closest compatriots at the moment, University.
Yes.
I'll still argue it. Not Ultimate Warrior.
Or what about the Roseworthy Pink Panthers that used to play in the Barossa Light and Gawler
AFL.
League in the 1960s?
Well,
finish your
would
point
you
because I
like
don't
to
like
know,
it.
Michael?
Not
North
really,
Melbourne
but
are on
go
a 16-game losing streak.
That's a good stat.
So this is going to be their 17th loss in a row if they lose, right? Do you know what my lucky number is? 17.
That's amazing.
17, baby.
I've had enough
North
of this.
aren't getting the 17. They're getting to 1. One win on the track.
But let me return a bit of sensibility here. I got some. Why am I coming out with the stats? You've got a laptop. All I've got is a hat with cat prints on.
I got to be real careful.
and a
with
shirt
this thing.
that's got an upside down bus.
I hate having a laptop in front of me.
You're a clumsy man. But let me tell you, North has won one game out of their last 22.
Good stat.
It is a good stat. And another good stat is that Hawthorn have only won 4 games out of their last 22. This is very interesting.
That sucks.
Kane Corns the other night, it's a return to Kane's world here. Kane Corns the other night on some show I was half watching whilst I was also playing Plants vs. Zombies. Mm-hmm. He said that he reckons Hawthorn is further away from a premiership than North at the minute. And I kind of think he's right. Like they still haven't bottomed out. Mm-hmm. They've got no good picks on the field, like Will Day injured, Granger Barris, high draft pick, we haven't seen him. Sicily's dead, O'Meara's in and out, you know, his hamstrings are made out of cottage cheese, doesn't work. So they can't get the blokes on the park to start with. Do you know what I mean? The blokes that are there are middling.
Correct.
Whereas the Roos are just full of either young kids, ancient men, or just sort of no-hopers
And
that
Todd
are
Goldstein.
about. And he's elite. I will not hear a bad word said against
it.
Goldie.
I agree.
He's the only one.
Category of his own.
Stevenson out hurts. I suspect, my mail is that Dumont, Duke Dumont, is back in this week. So that's kind of a like-for-like-ish, kind of. I'm trying to hype him up.
I'm not listening.
I think there's more pressure on the Hawks to lose this game, to be honest with you. Like, everyone's going to be like, you suck, whoever loses. But I think everyone's expecting North to lose, and if they do, everyone will be like, eh. Whereas if the Hawks lose, everyone's going to be like, oh, wow, Clarko, you are rubbish, mate. So I think there's more pressure on the Hawks, but I'm still tipping the Hawks to win 1-39.
Look, we said the exact same thing last week about Collingwood, and it didn't ring true. Like, North Melbourne, unfortunately, just do not have the power to do this.
Yeah, I learned my lesson last week.
It is, and I didn't mention this, it is down in Tasmania, so it's a little bit of a neutral field for both of them because they both enjoy
Tasmania
playing down there, but I can't see with the injuries that the Roos have got at the moment how on earth they're going to overcome Hawks here.
As he said, WrestleMania 6, the Ultimate Warrior will prevail.
And yet again, the Roos are more like Doink the Clown, mate.
No, they're worse than Doink.
They're
like Colin Delaney.
Yeah, exactly. They
are multi.
They are absolutely no Ultimate Warrior. So, little multi, mate.
Yeah, multi-time.
What have you got for us?
Do it. I actually lost my...
All right. I shall start then.
I actually lost them. Sorry.
I've got Tom Mitchell, 35 plus.
You're going.
I think he's going to have a massive day at the office. Aaron Hall, 30 plus, because he's just carving up at the moment off half back.
Loves a touch.
Jimmy Warpel,
Ooh.
25 plus.
The Cardinals back.
He's back. He is well and truly back. The last couple of weeks he's been huge. And Justin Kashitsky for 2 plus. All right?
2 plus?
For 2 plus.
A twofer?
Yeah. Because I think Hawthorn's going to kick a few goals in this game. So that is paying $10.50 or
That is monstrous odds. Jeepers creepers.
Not bad.
What do you
Not
have,
bad at all.
Des?
Nothing.
I tell you, you are not...
You're going to be disappointed.
What do you mean gonna be?
I bet off the loins. I bet off the loins and I bet off the advisors' picks. Too many
you-
cooks
so-
spoil the broth.
You know,
So you wait for us to do all the
Yeah,
work.
exactly. Yeah, we carry you to the finish line.
Too many cooks spoil the broth. Am I right?
No, you're not. You're a dog. All right, so I
You'd
got
spoil it no matter what.
I got Tom Campbell anytime goal for the Roos. He's scored at least one for the last 3 or 4 rounds. He's just quietly getting that done. Cam Zerha anytime goal. He's had a goal. I think he had 2 last week. He had 1 the week before, and then he missed 1. But I'm confident enough in that.
I like that, huh?
I like Zerha. Yeah, Mr. Thomas Mitchell is. I'll rep you in there on 35. Jack, I'm the worst captain in the league. Zeeble, according to Jonathan Brown, Zeeble for 25 touches. Our man Chang into the room. Chang Quoth Jeff. 20 touches, and big Scrimshaw, big
Scrimmy.
Yep.
Scrim Dobbler.
And Scrimmy Ricard.
Love it.
Dobbler.
Scrimmy Ricard
That is funny.
for 20 touches. And he's been quietly getting around and having like 22s, 23s, 24s. No one cares.
Takes a few cheap kick-outs and whatnot.
And we love that. That's
mate.
11.25, that multi.
Delicious.
Big yoinks.
Delicious. There's some value in that game, and that is what I like to hear.
We love value.
Right.
Now, I'm going to remove the value from everything altogether right now because it's a remix round, fellas.
It is.
We're remixing it up. You know what I mean? We're in different positions. It's a shell game. We've moved around. And in light of it being a remix round, I dropped in a bit of Chang into the room just beforehand. So I thought I'd do a musical themed 60-second scramble. I'm really,
You're going to see how horrible this
Yeah, it
is.
is.
Shit.
You're actually going to cop it in the actual. No, hang on.
the proverbial.
This could be the last podcast ever because I'm just going off what I first think.
I'm going to go. Oh, who am I going? I'm going to go Dan first. Actually, all right, ready? It's you know what? It's typically 60 seconds. Nah, I've got 8 questions of hell and pain and death and fire, and we're going to get through them all. And I don't care how long it takes.
Fantastic.
Let's
Can't
do
wait
it
for this.
All right, Dan. Now this is a musically themed scramble. So, which player would have "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey as their go-to karaoke song?
Patrick Lipinski. got the haircut. Looks like a bit of a pretty boy. Probably enjoys that sort of jam. So there you go.
All right, love it. Des, which commentator could be a sneaky jazz flute expert?
Do you know what? Brayshaw.
Brayshaw.
I reckon Jimmy.
Yeah.
I can see that.
He's got a set of pipes on him.
I can see that
does.
actually.
He does.
He's got a
Yeah.
soft. He looks like he's got a soft kissing mouth.
I thought you were going to say BT because he looks like Ron Burgundy, but a
Soft kissing mouth.
A soft kissing mouth. That's the name
Oh,
of
the
the
Des
album.
Busters coming back.
Now, if James
So-
Brayshaw doesn't release "Soft Kissing Mouth" as his album,
And look, 3 words have never better described a man named Howie. To be honest with you.
well, he's got a soft kissing everything.
He
that
does,
man.
yeah.
Now let's move on. Who's next? Dan. Dan, name 3 players that could be in a rap group together.
Oh, that's got some racist overtones to it.
No, no, it doesn't. What are you talking about?
Eminem.
Tell me. Jaden Stevenson. Oh, I said that one. You can't use it now.
Okay, 3 players who could be in a rap group. Cam Zerha,
Yeah.
because he reminds me a bit of Ice Cube, bit of muscle for the
Yeah.
for the group.
Good.
Nick Cox,
Why, Nick Cox?
Slim Shady. You read my mind, surely. Nah, don't rate it.
It's your question, man. It's your question, man.
Slim Shady.
Yeah, okay.
And the third,
Yeah.
I'm going to say Libba.
Okay. Yeah. This is a tough group.
Because he looks like he'd be right into some Aussie hip hop. So he's probably got a bit of nous about the subject, and he'd be good for the group as a bit of a leader.
That's a tough group. That's a tough group. All right.
like
So who was that?
Good
Zerha,
answer.
Nick Cox, and Libba.
Libba, yeah.
All right. Desmond, name the group.
Name the group.
Name the group.
So we got Zerha.
Yeah.
Yep. Nick Cox and Libba.
Yeah. Name the group.
All right.
And young Cox is taken.
I can actually, if you're listening on the podcast, I can see the blood leaking from his ear
Yeah.
as his brain kicks into overdrive.
Zalibcock.
That is the worst thing I've ever heard.
Zalibcock. Zalibcock.
There you go.
Dan, which player would tear up when they hear Taylor Swift love story but try to hide it from the fellas?
But try to hide it.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that, by the way.
No, nothing wrong
It's
with
a
that. Feel your feelings, boys.
It's a beautiful song.
Feel your feelings.
Bailey Smith.
Yeah. I was thinking
He's got that tough guy exterior, but inside soft.
Mr. Marshmallow.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, Des, which coach would still be keen to go to Stereosonic and rock the tiny little pink shorts?
Easily Bev.
Yeah, it's too easy.
I was hoping you weren't going to say Dewey because that wasn't that wasn't an image anyone wanted. But now I've got.
Well, I do.
Yeah.
Now I'm firm. All right, Dan, which player would start throwing punches at a Slayer concert?
Oh, good grief.
You already said liver. You can't say liver.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be liver if I hadn't said it. He'd be right up there. At a Slayer concert.
Yeah, you know who Slayer is, right?
Yeah.
Death metal? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeremy Finlayson.
Yeah, oh.
Yeah, he loves throwing.
Any man that punches a post.
And only
That's
to
so
people who are facing away from him as well. No one front on, just dog shots.
All right, last one. Des, which player would be most likely to try picking up girls by playing Ed Sheeran on his folk guitar?
Dersma.
Yeah. Yes. This is elite. Oh, my God.
Love that.
I actually love being in this position.
yeah,
This
that's
is
so
good.
much fun, hey?
This is good.
It's much nicer when you're on that side of the equation,
yeah.
I imagine. I can't wait for
I
my
enjoyed
turn.
it.
one
I
day.
enjoyed it. I'm never getting up the reins again.
Yeah,
Oh,
I thought that might be the case.
This is amazing. This was amazing. Anyways, boys, footy. Who's up? What game?
We have
Yeah.
the fourth?
It's the third Saturday game.
The third Saturday game. I'm doing a
fourth game of the round,
full
though.
Rich, losing track
That's
of
all
my
right.
nose.
Fourth game of the
It's
round,
good.
mate. You're on.
The third Saturday game, which pits us with the Q Clash. The Gold Coast Suns versus the Brisbane Lions at Metricon Stadium. A nice balmy 23 degrees awaits us here, boys. Rich, I'll let you kick this one off.
I'm actually gutted for this game. I'm actually really gutted for this game, and I'll give you one reason why. No Miller v Zorko. No Took Big Chungus Miller
Big chunk.
versus Dane Zorko. I'm actually gutted about that, but I'm actually gutted about that from a playing perspective as well, because that's the Suns' best midfielder who's now not playing. And now that means the Suns' two best midfielders are probably not playing, which is disappointing.
Cursed.
So what hope did they have? Like, do you know what I mean?
And Chonk's been having a huge season.
best season ever.
Unreal.
Massive.
He has been good, and you've been riding him.
He's been very good. It is very, very much depressing.
It's really depressing. Look. Having said that, look, the Suns kicked themselves out of that win against the Saints. They were right in it, but they kicked something like 7 goals, 13 or something stupid in the end. You can't win games of football doing that,
Missed
boys.
way too much.
Can't win games of football doing that. Brisbane won't let you get away with that.
No.
Brisbane will not let you get away with that. Now, talk about Brisbane. Is Hugh McCluggage in Brownlow form?
Yeah,
100%.
absolutely. I can't argue.
Unbelievably good at the minute. Lockie Neal going out is probably the best thing that could happen to him.
Absolutely.
In fact, Lockie Neal just having a down season to start with and then being out. Man, the shade's been pulled away. And now the plant is growing up through the dirt. I'm just trying to pull out Desisms.
No, I like it. He got asked to step up, and he has well and truly done it. He's having a huge season so far.
Plug.
Also, can I give just a shout out to Jared Lyons as well? He's very quietly. Do you know what I mean? Because now the shade of McCluggage is leaning over the top of Jared Lyons, and no one can see him.
He's always been like
Yep.
ever since that Brisbane.
Yep.
Ever since he moved to Brisbane.
It was poor of the Adelaide Crows to let him go. It was
Short-sighted.
It was even worse of the Gold Coast Suns to let him go.
Well, that was so weird that makes me think there was something else just a little bit sus.
That's
going
what
on in the background.
there has to be, but if not, like
I don't like
he's
that.
really it's
I don't like that.
big.
The
comeback
the
story.
only thing Lyons misses from his game is goal kicking. If he could add a few goals to his resume, he would be one of the competition's
Elite mids.
best midfielders.
Yeah.
That's all that he's missing from his game.
I think this one's pretty straightforward, fellas. Without no Miller is problematic for the Suns, and that's why I've pulled out this lovely it's a Tokyo Ultra Boost Adidas. Look at the sole, look at the chonk, look at the Took Miller sole on the bottom of this shoe. It's unbelievable. That's why Brisbane is my shoe-in of the week this week. Shoe-in of the week, Brisbane, 1-39.
Lovely. I've got to be honest with you, those are great for running in. Just if anyone's looking to buy some running shoes, they're awesome.
And Adidas, if you want to sponsor us, we just gave you a shout out. Boom.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Done.
There's anything to add to this one, mate?
If Adidas want to sponsor us, I will do underwear modelling, and
When I said add
Playing
something,
on it.
I meant about the football game.
Yeah, well, Brisbane are going to get up pretty comfortably. I'm glad, as I have said this for the last couple of weeks, I'm really glad Brisbane have shown form of a contender. I still don't think they are a contender because they had their shot last year and they blew it. But they're showing the form of a contender. And with the Clug, if Clug keeps that form rolling through for the end of the season, Lockie Neal's going to come back. And I think once he's come back from injury, this could blow it. Like this could make me look bad. But I've said many things that make me look bad. Already,
That's also true.
Already one too many on this pod. But if he comes back in anywhere near the form he had last year, him and Clug got Zork's-gram on there too. Like that is like a premiership winning midfield right there.
Well, what this gives me vibes of is Richmond a few years ago getting those injuries, and all that did was make the list better.
If Brisbane
Everyone else
made that, Dan made this call at the start of the year that Brisbane were going to win the flag. If they win this, next week,
Lids off.
I'll tell you what I'll do.
All right. Well, I'm eagerly.
I'll be
awaiting.
thinking all week about this, But there's going to be a big announcement next week, straight away.
Like, as I was saying, the injuries just allow these other guys like McCluggage, etc., to grow.
Exposes young blokes, doesn't it?
It does. And so when Lachie Neale comes back, are you going to tag Lachie Neale? Because if you do, all that's going to mean is that Clug runs wild. All these other blokes get involved. I think it's great for the Lions, to be honest with you. I'm tipping the Lions 1-39.
Yep.
I think they're just hitting some nice straps at the moment. They're not playing fantastic footy, but they're doing the job.
The old Pineapple Cup, isn't it?
What's that?
The Pineapple Cup? Is that what they call it?
Oh, no, I think I've heard, I've heard that kind of said,
I have heard that expression before.
Yeah, that sounds like a Mario Kart circuit,
they're getting the pineapples. That's what they're doing.
I mean, look, it's a fabricated rivalry, and it is what it is, but I'm looking forward to the game anyway.
Yeah.
A little bit of a multi for the punters at home. So I've got young Hugo McCluggage, 30 plus on here.
Oofed.
Greenwood, 20 plus is interesting for me because I feel like someone's going to have to move into that midfield, and why would you not put Hugh Greenwood there for a little bit more? Isaac Rankin goal and Lachlan Weller for 15 plus. That is paying $6.25. So I'm going to be getting on board with that one. Have you got anything for us?
I do. I like how we're saying blokes' full names this evening. Should we just keep doing that for every multi?
Yeah, why not?
All right, so I've got...
that was just something I was adding, mate.
I'm all about it. I'm all about it. I've got Hugo Boss McCluggage for an anytime goal. And I've also got Hugh Sheridan McCluggage for 25 touches or more.
Hugh Sheridan.
I've got Jared I play for the Lions for 25 disposals. Mm-hmm. I've got Daniel, it's Sensible Dan, Desmond Van Bus, and Rich for 25 disposals. And I've got Lincoln Burrows Stinkbean McCarthy for an anytime goal.
Even Lincoln McCarthy's own mother doesn't love him as much as you do.
I love Stinkbean. He kicked the goal last week and everyone was like, he's not going to do it. And he did. And I said it the week beforehand and he went and kicked a goal. I'm going to ride the Stinkbean until it stinks. That's what I'm doing.
Stinkbean.
I'm on the Stinkbean until it stinks. And it doesn't stink. It smells. It smells lovely.
There's been some horrid things said on this podcast before, and that is right up there with it. I'd ask you if you had any bets, but I know you don't. So we'll just move on, shall we?
Stinkbean. That's $6.
Game, though.
You do the next game. All right. So we are on to the game number 4 for Saturday afternoon. Well, now it's Saturday night footy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, first Saturday night game.
We've got the Richmond Tigers.
Where's it at?
I'll tell you in a second.
I'm just excited.
Richmond Tigers versus the GWS Giants at Marvel Stadium.
Nice.
Under the roof.
Nice.
I hear the weather is nice under there.
Well, you would hope so.
We'd like to hope so. Des, kick us off, mate.
My bet. It's a big thing for me. Richmond's high scoring quarter, third quarter.
Yeah. No analysis, straight to the betting. I love it.
It's the highest.
You sound like every Australian male ever.
Every game this year, it's been the third quarter. Has been their highest scoring quarter, even against even when they pooed their pants last week against the Cats. $3.10 still. Put some respect on the third quarter. As I say, put some respect on the name. Put it on the third quarter. But I'm going to go with the underdog here. I think Richmond are going to come strong end of the year. They're going to do a Lachie Neale, as I mentioned.
Go Winks
Lachie Neale. They're going to. But the Giants I just have a tingle in the testicles that the Giants are going to roll over the top here. Like they're going to just kick Richmond while they're down. And when Richmond are down, they're showing at the start of the season that they just aren't doing anything to come back. Sydney, who they should have smashed, rolled straight over the top of them. Richmond just rolled in their back. Just like my puppy Daisy, just straight in the back, said, rub this belly. Rub this belly and I'll piss my pants.
That's the follow-up album to James Brayshaw's Jazz Flute. So, Soft Kissing Mouth followed by My Puppy Daisy.
In all honesty, teams start throwing hands and Richmond go missing at the start of the year.
Interesting. So you reckon when the going gets tough,
I'm going
Richmond get going?
Well, I mean, after today's antics, if teams start throwing hands, wouldn't you want the Tigers on your side, mate? Because Shai Bolton's pretty good at it.
Yeah, but they're both out, so
true.
Not this time.
All their brawlers are gone.
Respect that. But yeah, Richmond proved me wrong.
So you're going Giants?
I've got Giants, 1-39, $2.50.
I hate to say it. I'm going the Giants 1-39 here. I can't believe I'm saying it. But let me tell you some stats, facts, factoids, information.
Hit us.
No Prestia, no Edwards, no Trent Cotchin, no Shai Bolton, no Kane Lambert.
I didn't even know those were out, but now I'm getting real wet.
That, jeepers creepers. That is a premiership midfield. Yep. That's 2 premiership midfields combined together.
Yeah.
And I know most of those blokes between them have played in at least 2. Once again, no Prestia, no Edwards, no Cotchin, no Bolton, no Lambert. And worst of all, we now have a blueprint on how to beat Dusty. you'd get a big-bodied defender that's got a decent amount of endurance in the legs and get them to run with him. And they put him down. They put him down. What happened with Sydney? Was it Will Hayward went to him? Or was it George Hewitt possibly?
Yeah.
Yep, went to him, stuck on Dusty all day, did nothing. What happened last week? Tommy Stewart rocked up, came out of the back line, popped up the field, sat in Dusty's pocket. What did Dusty do? Nothing.
You'll do nothing.
And he did do nothing. It was duck eggs. So Dusty, now the challenge is on Dusty because you've been getting it all your own way for the last 4 years. Now the challenge is, do you have another cog? Can you beat now this blueprint that teams seem to have when it comes to negating Dusty? But all of those, like Dusty aside, all those blokes out, you just can't cover that. There's no one's got depth in the league to cover that, man.
Well, not only that, but like you said, it's up to Dusty to stand up. He can't. Because they're not going to be devoting any time to guys like Jack Graham or Riley Collier-Dawkins or whoever else is running through the midfield.
Ross.
Yeah, they're not. You just don't have to. You devote all your time and energy to Dusty, and if the other guys happen to beat you, well, so be it.
And that's going to put everyone's head down. Because if you're like Riley Collier-Dawkins, for example, good player in my fantasy team, actual rating, he's going to be a talent one day.
Yeah, he is.
But if you've come in and you're playing alongside, the triple Norm Smith medalist, Gary Ayres medalist, Brownlow grand final. And then he's getting towed up and not getting touches, and he's got his head down and looking dejected. What's that going to do for the other blokes in the team? Oh well, damn! If Dusty's battling, oh shit! What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Having said that, though, GWS let the Dons back in. Dons are a young rebuilding side; they really are, and GWS let them right back into that. They were bloody lucky to come away with it. If GWS dish up that sort of we've done enough, go to sleep kind of performance, Richmond will eat them.
Yep, absolutely.
This is still a dangerous. This is still a dangerous team.
That's why they ended up.
Out of all these games, potentially apart from the next one, this was the toughest one to tip.
Yep,
for
agreed.
mine, because you can just make arguments both ways. Tigers, even they beat Geelong a couple of weeks ago. I don't think they're in great form still. No. They don't look like they're in good nick. The Giants have won a few games recently. They don't look like they're in good nick either.
I'm hearing Flynn back in as well.
Well, I mean, Mummy is due a rest, mate. The legs are getting a bit tired. So, I'm going to tip the Giants as well, which is amazing considering we have a little consensual consensus.
That is amazing.
Big
When's
underdog.
the last time on this show that all three blokes tipped against Richmond?
I believe it was a few weeks ago when they were playing someone and they ended up flogging them. I can't remember who that was. Dogs. We all tipped Dogs.
Yeah, we're done then.
But
this time.
Dogs weren't underdogs then.
And that's what I meant to say. I said they
underdogs.
beat Geelong. Geelong flogged the Tigers. They actually beat the Dogs. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm with you.
Apologies for all those listening to me. But yeah, I just... It's too hard to pick, but I'm going to tip the Giants.
Would you like to know a stat that contradicts us completely?
No.
But that's what stats are for. Because when you see, 6 out of the last 7 or whatever, we're going to be that outlier. Because in the last 11 games between Richmond and Giants, the home team has won.
Cool.
That's a good stat, that.
But the beautiful thing is they always play... Oh.
It's at Marvel Stadium. If this was at the MCG, because the Giants
It is,
do not
isn't it?
like it there. They do not like playing at the MCG. But because it's at Marvel, I feel a little bit more confident.
It doesn't
Isn't
bother me
that
at all.
such
I
a
tip
queer
Giants.
fixturing? When I say queer, I mean like in the 1960s version of the word, like queer.
Unusual.
Isn't it an unusual fixturing? Why would it be a Marvel for those two?
Very odd.
Bit weird.
But well, look, we take it. Anyway,
Bets. Bets. Yeah, I'm going to kick this one off. I got Dustin Martin 25 touches. And I know I just said, well, what can Dusty have it? Does he have it in him? I tell you what, the Giants do not have a bloke now ready to go toe-to-toe with Dusty like Tom Stewart does, or did rather. Nick Haynes would have been perfect. He's not playing this week. All right.
Yeah, ouch.
Who comes in for him? Maybe Riccardi? Do you honestly send Riccardi to go and run with Dustin Martin? No, of course you don't.
I mean, even the other guys back there, you're not going to put Connor Iden on him. He'll get smoked. Isaac
too
Cumming,
young.
Yeah, too young. You could have Whitfield run with him, but it's not going to be a physical battle.
I'd have said Lockie Keefe. Did an ACL on the weekend in the last 2 minutes of the game. So
badly.
I reckon Dusty's going to put his nose in the feed bag, so to speak, and no other bags. Dustin Martin, 25 touches. Lachlan of the Whitfields, Sir Lachlan of the Whitfields, 25 touches. He's back. Oh, he's back, isn't he? He had 30 on the weekend.
So nice.
Timothy Tarantula Taranto to have 25 touches. Jacob, I have a degree in the Bachelor of Arts, to have an anytime goal.
Love it.
Joshua, my only knowledge of Australian history is Ned Kelly, to have an anytime goal. He had 3 on the weekend.
Going big here.
Yeah. And no, Dustin Martin, I got nothing. Dustin Martin, anytime goal as well. That's about 6 legs, and that's paying about $8.
So there's some good value in this game.
Big value in this game.
I also have a little bit of a multi as well. So I've got Quentin Taranto for 25 plus. Jaden Short, 20 plus. Jack Graham 20 plus because he's going to be moving into that midfield. There's nothing sure.
I'm excited to see what Jack Graham does.
So
He'll have a big game.
aren't we all? Jacob Hopper 25 plus.
Mr. Hopper's Penguins.
Absolutely.
Sick first name.
And Thomas Lynch for 2 plus. That was paying $7.
Do you reckon Hopper maybe does a run with Roll on Dusty?
Well, there's every chance. Who knows?
Got to do something.
Who knows? Someone's going to have to run with him if they are any chance of getting up in this game. Right. Saturday night's main event. Huge game. Second versus third. We've got the Port Adelaide Power, Prison Bar Power, versus the Western Bulldogs at the Adelaide Oval. 17 degrees, 20% chance of rain. So a little bit of a sprinkle.
Like that.
Potentially. All right. This is match of the round, by all accounts. Dogs are first for percentage. Port are third. So we're looking at some pretty high-scoring teams here. Very good defensively as well. Port stormed home in the showdown. They made light work of the traffic cones.
As they should have.
And
I thought it would have been worse.
And as we all predicted.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been a lot worse.
As we all predicted.
They let Adelaide... It was one of those games where it's like Adelaide were never in it, but it was like a closely contested game where it shouldn't have been. It really shouldn't have been.
Crows missed their chances in that second quarter. They could have near as damn it hit the front in that second quarter, but when they needed to be accurate in front of goal, they were no good, and they kicked themselves out of it in that second, and then Port's... their legs just, and their experience, talent, everything else just won out.
I think more, like to me anyway, Port were toying with the Crows. I don't think they've really got out of second gear. In saying that, the Dogs were pushed pretty hard by Carlton, and they really should have lost that game.
I'm glad they were pushed though, because you know what, you're going to be in situations like that throughout the year.
Legit.
And it's going to be against guys like Carlton, who actually are a good side. They just never play like it. As we say every week.
I debate good side.
They have good players.
It just depends what your definition of the word good is.
Yeah. Well, my definition of good is not
Harry
terrible.
Mackay was
garbage.
Harry Mackay was kicking goals left, right, and centre. Eddie Betts had it like we'll talk about Carlton later, but they're players that the hope at the start of the season they were playing well. Like the players that had I said hope at the start of the season just as an endless comment just then. The players that were supposedly good played well, and Western Bulldogs shot the bed, obviously. But no, to show they could come back, that's why I've got the Doggies. I've got Doggies 1-39 here, and I never tip against Port at home, but I think if they get on that roll, and as Richie likes to say, you finish the game how you start the next, if that happens, far out, Doggies going to be they're going to be slotting goals.
I could not disagree with you more. The Dogs really were pushed hard, and they're going to be tired. They also now have to travel to Adelaide to play Port side, who really stopped trying after the second quarter. They just put the cue in the rack and gave up. They don't have to travel, and they've got 7 days break. So I'm tipping Port 1-39, and I'm not saying if the Dogs do win...
This is the real WrestleMania 4 matchup.
No, yeah, this is. I'm not going to be surprised if the Dogs do get up, because the Dogs are a very good outfit. We've been calling them the Harlem Globetrotters all year. They're a very, very good side. But yeah, too much in Port's favour for mine in this one.
I've heard both arguments. It's Judge Ritchie. This is his courtroom. It's Judge Ritchie. I've heard both arguments, and you both got merit. You're both holding water. But
You're tipping a draw.
I should tip the draw. I'm not tipping the draw. I'm actually tipping the Dogs. Now, the reason I'm tipping the Dogs, there's a couple reasons. I think that there's still too much internal focus from the Port boys on what Guernsey they're wearing. Now, all this Guernsey chat prior to the last couple of weeks, I've kind of been thinking, well, you know what? Like, Port's players won't give a shit. Like, if they could wear the Guernsey, I'm sure they'd like to. I'm sure they're not that fussed. I'm sure they're more worried about who they're playing and how they're playing. They then won, and then they went in, and it was a player-driven decision to go inside the rooms afterwards, put that Guernsey on and sing the song. Now, again, I'm all for doing that. Like, I genuinely thought that was funny. Like good on you. I actually rate that. Mm-hmm. But that tells me that that's top of mind for them, what Guernsey we're wearing. Who are we? What's our heritage? You should be focusing on who you're playing. You've got a massive challenge in the Dogs, who are genuinely threatening for a Premier this year. You need to be switched on. You're not going to play the Crows every week and be able to wear your Guernsey and parade around for all your screaming hordes of fans. You're not going to be able to do that every week. The Dogs are going to take this up to you. And a huge problem now, no Lyset. Lyset out for 4. That means they either bring in Mays, who's untried and like 20 and coming off of a knee reconstruction, or they play Lyset, who is Port Adelaide's answer to Josh Jenkins. It's the forward who just pinch hits in the ruck a bit, and that's it. He's not a bona fide ruckman. So, or they do something hell random and put like Boyd Woodcock in just to do like can you imagine?
Splinter dick in the ruck. I love that. Look, I'm going to be honest
Just
with you.
to do like a Sean Grigg mode, and it worked for the Tigers.
Yeah.
It worked for the Tigers.
I'll be honest with you. With the teams this year having their ruck situations thrown into complete chaos and it not affecting them too much, it doesn't even move the needle for me. I know you're an old ruckman and you like to hear that, but to me, it just doesn't move the needle. Lycett's a good ruckman. Peter Laddams could come in and do the exact same job.
If Melbourne were playing the Dogs this week and Max Gawn was out this week, you're saying that would make a difference?
Did it make much difference for Brodie Grundy dominating Caleb Graham and Chris Burgess all day?
This is not your granddad's Collingwood team though. This is a bad Collingwood team.
I just gave you the perfect response and you don't want to hear it. This is what I mean, mate. It does not make a lick of difference.
You'll never get this, love.
Exactly.
If Steph Martin goes in, all he has to do is grab the ball out of the ruck, put it on the boot.
Steph Martin's not playing.
Put it on the he could do.
No, he's not.
I'd be surprised. Look, even Jordan Sweet is an out-and-out ruckman.
Hey,
Tim English.
Go the Roosters.
Tim English. I'm genuine. I'm tipping the Dogs, but I tell you what this comes down to actually, because Josh Bruce is going to have a quiet game. He's due a quiet game, and he's playing some good opposition, so he's due a quiet one. Charlie Dixon has also gone goalless against every single top 8 opponent Port Adelaide has played this year. There's your stat. So he's having a quiet one if the stats hold out. So this game's going to be won by who's kicking goals out of the midfield, which means who's winning centre clearances, who's winning at the coalface. And I genuinely think there's no better mid in the competition than the Dogs. So I've got to back the Dogs in here, 1-39. 1-39. I got a little multi for you in it. I don't know why I did an English accent. It just felt like...
Why not?
Yeah, well, why not? I've got told Bakery Motlop. But your Villies Motlop.
Love that.
Yeah. Real heads will know why I've called him that. Anytime goal. I've got Marcus Bontempelli, which is the tastiest pasta you're ever likely to taste. Anytime goal. And he's been killing it at the minute. He will be crucial to that game, winning it or not. Connor, everything's coming up rosy. Indeed. Connor Rosy Cheeks, absolutely, as they call him. Yep. Anytime goal.
Yep.
He's hitting a bit of form. Caleb, I've got 2 first names. Daniel. 25 touches. I reckon Bevo he's over that experiment. He put him in the back line last week to great effect, back where he belongs.
It was absolutely disgusting.
And he'll leave him there now.
Watching him for 3 quarters in the forward line, it was so gross.
He'll leave him there now. So 25 touches.
Did you hear why he did that as well?
No, because it's Bevo.
He thought he might get tagged. Well, why don't you start waiting till he gets tagged? Why do you let him run around like a headless chook for 3 quarters and then...
Because I'm Luke Beveridge.
Dumb.
Caleb Daniel, 25 touches. The Bont, 25 touches as well. Travis, is this wood made of boke? 25 touches. And Carl, please say your prayers. When you're done, say Amon. 25 touches as well.
That last one was very clever.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
I'm impressed.
That's $26.75, that multi. Actually, with the boost, that's $31.
That's delicious.
That's very nice.
Look, I don't have a colossus like that, but I've got Alira 15 plus. Carl Amon 25 plus, Adam Treloar 25 plus, Connor Rosy Cheeks anytime,
Like that.
and Orancio Fantasia for 2 plus. That's paying $8.75.
And funnily enough, the sensible one has a bet as well. The sensible one being me. I've got the over. I've just got the over.
Okay.
153.5. The stats do say that out of the last 7 games, Port have hit the under, but in saying that, Port didn't score a massive deal against Adelaide, and it's very similar to my Darcy Parish call.
You reckon they're due?
Sportsbet love
Well, they haven't been playing the Dogs for the last 7 weeks either, so...
Interesting.
They're going over.
Interesting.
They're going over.
Like it. All right.
Could end up being a dumb call, that. Which means, of course...
153, baby.
It could end up being a dumb call, which means it is time for this week's...
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Dummy of the week.
Yes, boys. Dummy of the week. Dummy of the week. It's been a massive week on the dummy front.
Huge.
A lot of people putting their foot well and truly in their damn gobs. Boys, do you have it? I've got some absolute crackers, but I want to open
You
it up
kick
to
off,
the floor.
mate. You kick off, because you've been very excited about this, so please give us
I've got a long one, though. It's a real long one.
Oh, is it?
I'll try and sum it up real quick, all right? Because there's been a lot of chat about this the last couple of weeks, and I've got to come down hard, fast, firm, and strong. For everybody that's siding with Port Adelaide in the prison bar Guernsey debate, I've got to give you a giant, whopping great Dummy of the Week award right there. Now, I'm not sure if there's that many specialists in contract law running around in AFL commentating or fan circles at the minute. Anyone who knows anything about contract law, and I don't pretend to be an expert, but I'm a man who reads a book every so often. And one of the books that I read indicated to me that if you have signed an agreement to come into a league and you will not be running the black and white vertical striped Guernsey whilst you're in that league, or using the term magpies, and you've signed that and that contract is still valid, you are still bound by that contract. That's what it says. That's what it does. No, it's the heritage history. I don't want to hear it. You signed the contract. Kenny Hinkley, we came into the league as Port Adelaide and we're still in the league. No, let me stop you there, Ken. You came into the league as Port Power. Okay, you spent the first 15 years of your AFL history trying to get away from the Port Magpies brand. Oh, we're not the Magpies. No, I don't want to know about it. Then all of a sudden, wait, there's no money. No one goes to our games. We're just covering the entire stadium in a tarp and pretending there's nothing going on. Same thing going on at the Port Maggies. So with my marketing and business hat on, you do a clever move and you join forces. Makes perfect sense. But to that point, two separate clubs with two separate boards and two separate administrations and two separate leadership groups who didn't share players in between the two, at that point then became one club. Fair enough. You can't just then decide, this is our heritage. Well, what about your little baby blue and white stripe Guernsey from the 1890s? Isn't that your heritage? Or is this the one that just represents the time in the SANFL where Port Adelaide were quality and that's the one you want to hang your hat on? So you signed the papers. You said there'll be no Magpies Guernsey, there'll be no SANFL Guernsey. But it's an SANFL Guernsey. We're not using it for the AFL. Well, you've been selling it with AFL logos on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just tired of hearing this. There's no argument. There's no debate. Like, the contracts were signed. You said you wouldn't wrap the black and white stripes. That's the contract. It's in place. Too bad. Move on. We're
Beautiful.
We're teal.
I mean, you've wrapped it up nicely. Look,
that's the best pod. I think that's the best moment of the pod ever.
my only response is to that. I'd actually like to see this contract because it's been bandied around for a hell of a lot. I've never even heard or seen anything to do with it. Secondly, I don't think it falls back on Port and Collingwood. I think it falls back on the AFL.
Absolutely.
You got to make a decision on this one way or the other because it's just ridiculous. Everyone's sick of listening to it. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Everyone's just sick of it though. AFL needs to come down and say you either can or you can't. Make a decision and just get this over and done with.
But why can't? Well, what about Liverpool and Manchester United? They've both got red in their Guernsey. Well, I've heard that argument slung around. Mark Howard said that.
Can't own colours.
Unless you're Cadbury, realistically. But it's not a matter of owning the colours. It's a matter of owning the colours in tandem in that pattern. That's what was signed. Put teal. Why don't they just have like teal across the top and then
why don't they just
prison
have the
bars?
colours as teal?
Well,
why don't they just do the bars as teal?
Yeah, do that. There you go.
That would look good.
Black and
my
teal.
God.
I don't think that'd look horrible. It'd look exactly the same as what they've got now, except
AFL.
no white.
Make a call.
Yeah, AFL copping a dummy for this as well.
Make a call.
Letting this fester.
End this absolute numbnut. I don't even know where I'm going. End it.
It's
I've had enough. Mine, quickly. Willie Rioli.
I knew this was coming. Yep. Do you know what's happened here?
Big sad.
You are an idiot, son.
Big sad.
3
I'm so upset about
For the
this.
folks
I'm
that
taking
don't
my
know,
goggles
tell
off.
us.
So he was caught 1 month ago now. He didn't tell the club either. Decided to keep it a little secret to himself. 3 months until he's back in footy, coming home from the Tiwi Islands through Darwin Airport and was carrying the ganja.
A little bit of these ones.
Oh, Willie.
Just why?
Willie's just left my top 5 favourite players now.
And look,
He's number 6.
The Eagles came out today. Oh, he's gutted. He's ashamed. Blah blah. Just spare me. Honestly, it's really not that hard to not smoke pot. It's just not. Like, you're a professional athlete, supposedly. How long has he been banned for now? 2 years already?
It's coming up on it, yeah.
You know,
they said in August it'll be 2 years he could play.
Got 3 months to go until he can play again, and he's back doing this.
This is like Fernando Sucre in Prison Break. He's already served 3 years of his sentence. He's got 8 months to go, and he's busting out.
Yeah, it's time to go.
He's busting out.
Yeah, unbelievable. And my other one, you'll also love this.
Hit me.
Now, this came out last Thursday, all right? So almost a week ago, but just in time for Dummy of the Week.
Good.
Miss Taylor Harris.
We love Taylor Harris on the show.
No, we don't.
We love Taylor.
No, we don't. Yeah. Thinking she deserves $150,000 a year to play AFLW.
I'm cutting in here. And this is the bus is back here.
Let's go.
If you want to make a comment about and talk about equality and talk about all this, you've actually got to be like good. Like Ronda Rousey puts it out there, and all these feminist people. I remember because she fought in Australia. It was before Holly Holm head kicked her bloody head off.
I remember that. Yeah, ripper.
And I will never forget when the journalist said, "Hey Ronda, like, I don't remember the exact question, so don't at me. But she says, "Oh, what do you think about the equal pay in the UFC? What do you think about you're such an innovator for all women's," and she was an innovator for women's
absolutely
pay.
she was, yeah.
And
Biggest
she
name.
says, "Do you think all the other women's champions should be getting the same amount of money? Should they be getting paid more than men? You know, like just the regular
Baiting.
And do you know what she said?
Go on.
I make the most money because I make the most money." And they looked at her and she said, "I bring in this. I make the most money, so I get paid the most money." And that's as simple as that. If you want to bring in the money, you're going to get paid the money.
I'm on your side here a bit. Now, I see exactly where you're coming from, and I'm not here to out and out disagree with you, but with my marketing and business hat on, is she a draw card? Is she bringing girls into the league? Is she a big sort of marquee name that they can build like a brand around? Is she worth 150K from a marketing perspective? If the answer is yes, if they genuinely believe that, I don't know. That's
If you look at it though, you don't want to build it off of a shit player. You want to build it off of a good player.
And
That's the thing.
This is the thing. Why is she marketable? Because she was lucky enough, and I'm going to use that
Steady.
term. I'm going to use that term.
Steady.
I'm going to use that term only because she was lucky enough to get that photo taken of her, right? Now, if that happened to be any other girl in the league, this exact same outcome would have happened.
Good boxer though.
Now,
Actually, yeah.
look, right.
I'll give her that.
This is spicy. I don't know about this, Doug.
Nah, because I'm just saying, right?
Yeah.
She was lucky enough to get that photo taken. Now I know she got a lot of abuse for it. I'm not saying that's right.
No,
right?
it was not right.
Okay, but she's managed to turn that into what is a profitable career. Now,
And I respect that.
Now she kicked 4 goals last year as a key forward. 4 goals in 8 games. That's not going to cut it at any level of football. Yeah, I think you're paying her $150,000 to be what is essentially an influencer is a dangerous precedent to set.
In fairness,
Because all it's
150K.
telling girls to do is you don't have to be the best footballer in the world. All you have to do is be marketable. And to me, that's objectifying women.
This is big spice.
No,
This is a whole lot of
I
cumin.
understand that. And if you're going
I'm
to chuck
trying to bring the
150K there, though, if you chuck 150K there, then you're going to have to start chucking big money at other girls. Where are they getting this money from? If someone's willing to pay, like an owner of a team, we don't do this in Australia because there's no money in Australia.
It comes from the AFL itself, man.
And the AFL, because Eddie said the AFL should be paying her salary.
I think so.
That's crap.
Well, if she's an ambassador.
Because then the AFL should be paying for someone in every club.
It's an interesting debate, this one.
There's better players. There's better players to pay.
Press Aaron Phillips.
Pay her whatever salary she's worth on the football field and give her extra money to do the marketing side of things. Do not give her $150,000 to play football when she cannot play football as well as
What's Amazon paying?
half the league.
What's Amazon paying her?
It's crap.
Couple of bob.
It's crap. And look, anyone who thinks that she does deserve that, jump in a bin. Had enough.
One last final little quick dummy. Anyone that thought it was okay to message Scott Lysett and call him a dog and you know where his parents live and you're going to kill him, mate, go walk into the ocean and keep walking. That's disgraceful.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah,
disgraceful.
I don't like that. Slug mustache was funny, but
Disgusting.
you don't have to tell him that.
Don't message blokes.
Don't have to tell him. Don't
Leave
tell
him
him.
be.
Right,
Just say
now
it.
I can see that this pod has been running exceptionally long.
Yes.
So we're gonna cut through these next few games real quick.
Yep.
All right, a few speed rounds. So on to the Sunday games.
Go.
We have the Essendon Bombers versus Fremantle Dockers at Marvel Stadium.
Yep.
Richie,
Yeah.
give us a little bit of a hit.
Bombers, great last quarter. Scheisenhausen third quarter. You need to be consistent. And if you keep dishing up this, we're good now, we're not good, you're going to get rolled. Freo, away from home, been on the road for a month. Fife's got the yips. When your captain can't kick a goal from 30 out, everyone sees that, puts the head down. He'll score a goal this week, but still doesn't look good.
Two goals 15 this year, I reckon. Fife is, I saw.
That's nasty. I did not know that, but that's tough.
Yeah,
It's
pretty gross.
He was,
Ouch.
it's not good.
I did not know that at all.
Whereas Bombers, 3 losses under a goal this year. 3 losses under a goal this year. So they're owed. They're due.
Stringer out.
They're due. So they're due. They're due, I reckon. Genuinely.
I think that's big for the Bombers, but anyway.
I think they're due. The old guard at Freo's still doing it all. It's still all Fife. It's all Mundy. It's all Walters. It's all the old boys. Bombers getting it done. Little multi. Fife anytime goal. 525 touches. Rory Lobb anytime goal. Harrison Jones for Essendon anytime goal. And Nick Hind 20 touches. That's paying $7.
Perfect.
Go.
Look, I've also tipped the Dons, so I'm going to get behind them this week. purely because it's at Marvel Stadium. No other real reason. I just don't think Freo travels that well.
I said Bombers, didn't I? Did I say
Yeah,
Bombers?
you did.
sorry.
Yep. Apart from when they came to Adelaide, outside that they've been a bit poo. Best bets: Merritt 30 plus, Darcy Parish 25 plus, Jordan Ridley 25 plus. Think he bounces back this week, and Rory Lobb anytime $6.25 for that.
Nice
Anything
one.
to add?
Yeah, Dons did well against the Lions, but once again, that was away, and now they're travelling even further down south. It's not even going to be warm for them. No, Dons won the 39 here.
All right, on to the second game. I like that, boys. That was really good, nice and tight.
It felt good, didn't it?
And you know what?
it
It's
did.
going to be accurate, and it's going to win too.
Absolutely. All right, Melbourne Demons versus Carlton at the MCG. It's
We can
16
whip this
degrees, 80% chance of a shower. So it is probably going to be wet. All right. Now, this...
Well, 80%
that's
likely.
pretty gross. Now, this could literally be anything. Because I can just foresee this being the one game that Carlton has absolutely no business winning.
Like Geelong last year.
Yep, no business at all beating an undefeated team. And then they go and do it because why the hell not?
the Carlton.
I still don't think that they're going to go full Brock Lesnar mode and end Melbourne streak. But don't be surprised if it does happen because that's such a Carlton thing to do. Just quickly, Robbo last night on AFL 360 said Carlton's got the best bookends in the country.
Do the voice.
Do you agree or disagree?
Do the roar.
I'm not good at it though.
Jared.
Do you think the Carlton Blues have the best bookends in the country there, Jared?
He's actually, I'm with him on this one.
I'm not.
I'm with him on
When I
this
hear
one.
bookends, I think of Booker T's rip-off finisher of The Rock. So
The bookend.
Jacob Wiedering this year is having his best season in the back line. Mackay is worth 150 grand. Mackay is worth 800 grand. He's winning the Coleman at the minute, and with that crap sort of feed that he's getting from Carlton, you put him in Brisbane colours, cheapers creepers. Carlton, Geelong colours, far out.
Well,
Yeah, I rate them both. Big time.
It's going to be interesting to see because I actually think their compatriots in this game have the best bookends in the country.
Interesting.
The Melbourne Demons. I think that forward line with Ben Brown at one end and Jake Lever and Stephen May at the other, elite. Elite as all hell.
bookends.
Yeah, it is. Also, Zach Williams, what in the blue hell are you doing, son? 9 disposals last week. I don't care if you're not healthy. That's crap. That's absolute crap.
If you cross the line, you've declared yourself fit to play.
Absolutely. That's garbage, man.
Yeah, no
But
good
you're
that.
getting paid good money. Got to do more. Best bets, Petrarca 25 plus, Salem, whichever state you come from, 25 plus, Doherty 25 plus, Max Gawn 15 plus because I expect he's going to towel up young Tom Conning this week, and a Luke Jackson goal, $6.75.
What do you have, Dad?
D's going to get up 1 to 39. I think it's
that.
going to be close. Look at the over because I know it's raining and that throws a bit of a spanner in the works. But in the last 9 games for Carlton, 9 day games, so not night games, day games,
day games.
not twilight games, day games.
Day games.
It's gone over, and 163.5 is not that much, especially for a. You've got Harry Mackay slotting goals. Eddie Betts won't kick as many goals as last week, but you get what I'm saying. They've got
82
the key
points each.
forwards to kick the goals. They've got
I couldn't believe the Dogs let Eddie do that last week.
Yeah,
they
that
were
was
just
weird.
sitting back and watching the show. That first goal though that he
so
scored,
weird.
elite.
Mate, the goat's back.
That was bad.
very, very weird.
All right.
Like that from you, Des. The Demons just got too much belief to lose this game. Like they're walking out believing they're already 5 goals up before the first siren's been blown. They're healthy. Their system works now. It's great to see. Whereas Carlton don't work hard 2 ways. No. And they've got a big disconnect. The backs are playing like their own little team. The forwards are playing like they're their own little team. The mids, if it's all going forward, they love it. When it's going back the other way, I don't want to do anything. Cripps is gone. I'm telling you now, he's gone to the west. He's out. He's going
He
to the
saved
west.
himself with that goal in the last quarter because he was having an absolute nightmare.
They are going to offload him to A, get picks, and B, get free up some cash to pay for McKay and for Walsh. Walsh should be their highest paid player at the minute.
100%.
Absolutely.
But
Heartbeat.
Betts
Blame
was
it, Sam.
back. Your man, Matthew Owies, he's looking all right in the forward
Absolutely.
line.
Yeah, good on him.
Mackay for Coleman, whereas down back, Wiedering and Jones, best seasons they're having so far, but that disconnects in the middle. And that's exactly where Demons are at their strongest, so it's the Demons 40 plus for me.
Love it. All right, perfect. All right.
Well, Betts?
Oh, yeah,
No,
you go for it.
Petrarca, goal. Petrarca, 25 touches. Christian Salem, 25 touches. Harms, 20 plus touches. And Melksham, a goal. Got nothing for the Carlton fans in this one.
Yeah,
Sorry about it.
No, yeah, can't agree more. All right, last game of the round. We've got the West Coast Eagles versus the Adelaide Crows at Optus Stadium.
What a way to end a round.
24
Jeez.
degrees with a 30% chance of a sprinkle.
Can I-
Desmond. Whoop, Richmond.
No, I was going to. Can I just get this one off my slate and I don't have to
Done.
worry about it anymore? Good. West Coast at home. Done.
Perfect. That's a great analysis. Anything to add, Desmond?
West Coast by 100 points, done.
100.
100 points, baby.
Good grief. All right.
Done.
I'll give you a little bit more than that for the folks at home. Only because I just want to pat it out just a touch. Tim Kelly has hit a purple patch big time. He's looking real good at the moment. Rory Sloane came back last week, made a big improvement to the Crows midfield. Shame about the rest of the team. I've got Eagles 40 plus. My best bets here: Andrew Gaff 30 plus. Timothy Kelly, sorry,
Slim
25
Jim
plus.
If you look at this, you get punched.
Alex Witherden. Nah, no
Got
white
him on that one.
no white supremacy here, mate.
No.
Alex Witherden, 20 plus. Darcy Fogarty anytime, because I feel like he will push forward. And I believe it was last year, the year before, he kicked 5.
He did.
Kicked 5 against the Eagles on Jeremy McGovern, who was the AA for the year, so not bad. And Jack Darling, 3 plus, because he is about to go crazy.
He's the man.
Got a little multi.
$8.25 for that.
I like that a lot, fella, and I've got a few of those myself. Got a little multi. Look, it's too wide a ground, and the Crows are too young a team. West Coast winning by 40 plus here, as I said. What did I have down? Brendan Archie, come out of nowhere, kicked 4 last week. You'll have another one against the Crows. Oscar Allen, 2 plus goals. Zach Langdon, anytime goal. Jake Waterman, anytime goal. Dom Sheed, 25 touches. Jake Kelly. No, wait. Not Jake Kelly. He can sit down. Actually, Jake Kelly for 15.
Yeah, why not?
Chuck that in. Go on then.
He's been hungry for a few times. He's been hungry.
You wouldn't put Jake Kelly in for 15. You wouldn't.
Heard a rumour.
You wouldn't. Tim Kelly, 25 touches. Rory Laird and Seedsman, 25 touches as well. I'm blowing out a big one here.
This game just hurts me bad.
And that's $23, that multi. There
Look,
you go.
if you're Crows fans like we are, it's not going to be pretty viewing.
And guess what? We got Richmond next week.
Yep, great. Good way to continue the season. Well, that is it. We are done for round 9 of the AFL season.
Remix round.
Richard.
Yeah.
Richmond.
Yeah.
Dan Buslington.
Yes, sir.
Where do the folks find us?
I'm glad you asked. So, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel because we're just 3 buffoons in a room who do this for bants and lols. So, give us a little, give us
Bit of love.
Just a bit of love.
bit of love.
Just a bit of love.
One
so
button. Bang. That's it.
Done.
Don't press it twice because then it will unsubscribe. So
Yeah.
bang, bang.
Just once. Bang
Bang.
it once. Tell your mates. That'd be nice. Jump on the socials. Armchair AD on Insta. Armchair AD on Twitter. Armchair Advisors with an O on Facebook. And if you're listening on the podcast, if you prefer a podcast, we're on literally Spotify, iTunes. Everywhere you can download. Literally everywhere you can get a podcast, we're on there. So give us a listen. Get around us. And we got bets. We got everything. Just
Everything.
Yeehaw.
All right. And that is all. Thank you very much for watching/listening. We will see you next week for round 10. Hooroo.